Hello everybody and welcome back to another Physics Let's Talk. I hope you're having a wonderful day thus far. If you enjoyed the video today, please do leave it one of those beautiful likes and subscribe if you want to help support me and my channel. So I've got some interesting topics for you today. As well as that, I've got some smaller information regarding my channel and some stuff that my fans might be interested in hearing. So without further ado, let us roll that bitchin' intro. So, I have two main topics I'm going to be talking about, and then there'll be smaller information at the end of the video. So the main two topics are, first, I'm going to be showing you something that I missed in my recent video on Onision discussing Shane Dawson. It is really interesting, and I just have to show you it. It won't take up too much of the video, but it is quite important. Second, I'm going to be discussing Zoella and her advent calendar that she's released for this Christmas. So let's start with our first topic. This is this is amazing. This is truly amazing. This was pointed out by Mike, an actor. This involves the video I was discussing recently, in which Onision reacts to a video Shane Dawson has made, where Shane Dawson is discussing Big Brother, and he's also discussing Onision and what he would do if they joined in an alliance in Big Brother. He was obviously joking, but Onision took it incredibly seriously, so seriously that he made a whole video reacting to it. But there is one point in the video that I didn't actually notice at all, but it's really interesting, and this shows how manipulative he is, because he tricked me into not noticing it. Very clever, you sneaky man. So, take a look at this clip, see if you think there's anything wrong with it, and we'll discuss it afterwards.
And some people say that means I'm obsessed with Shane. Sure. That's fine. I mean, this is the problem. With Shane Dawson, oh my god, hold on, I gotta put on a lab coat because this is overexposing my face so bad. Ugh, piece of shit camera. It's okay, I'm working on it. Alright, see how my face isn't overexposed now? Anyway, so, fuck whatever I was saying. Let's move on.
So, did you see what he did there? Clever little guy. Clever man. Clever, sneaky you sneaky you clever little sneaky I can't believe it. But now that I have noticed it, I must say, Onision, that you are pretty much proving the fact that you are completely obsessed with Shane Dawson. If you didn't notice what he did there, he started talking about how people would say that he's obsessed with Shane Dawson, and then he stopped and was like, oh, hold on, I need to put on a lab coat, blah blah blah. That's fine, but I must say, you would have known that you needed a lab coat at the start of the video when you started recording, because you can clearly see yourself as you're recording the video. I don't know if you have that lab coat on standby if you ever need to manipulate people into thinking you've forgotten what you're talking about. Yeah, so he was very sneaky there. He clearly put on that lab coat and said he forgot what he was thinking about because he didn't want to approach that subject. This only goes to show how obsessed with Shane Dawson he really is. It either shows that, or it shows how much he knows he's lying when he says people are obsessed with him. It's either one of the two, and neither of them are good. Either he is absolutely terrible at taking criticism and needs to call everyone that does several videos on him as being obsessed with him. He even said that about one of my videos. I'll put a link in the description where he discussed my video if you wanted to see that, because it's really interesting. So he goes around calling everyone obsessed with him when they make a couple videos criticizing him, but when he is approached with the fact that he has made way more videos on Shane Dawson than we have on him, he can't deal with it. He has to put on a lab coat and pretend like he's forgotten what he's thinking about. Well, Onision, I want you to approach this subject. Respond to this. Are you obsessed with Shane Dawson, or are you lying when you say other people are obsessed with you? It's either one of the two. It's not anything else but that, I'm afraid. So, come on, I mean, admit it. You are obsessed with Shane Dawson, whereas none of us are obsessed with you. Idiot. Ha! Idiot. So, let us move on to our second topic of the day. So next we are going to be discussing Zoella, the absolute sellout that she is, and her advent calendar that she's released for this Christmas. Advent calendars, they're usually a couple of quid to a £5, maybe a little bit more for a special one. Have a guess at how much Zoella's advent calendar costs, and put down how much you think it costs in the comments section. I'll give you a little moment to do that, because I would actually be quite interested in seeing what you guys have to say. Obviously I'm going to tell you how much it is, but I'll be interested in seeing how much you think it is. So, give you a little minute. I'll give you just a second to do that. So, Zoella's advent calendar is not £10, because that would be ridiculous. That's too much money, isn't it? It's not £15, because, I mean, come on. £15? It's not 20, 25, nor 30, nor 35, 40, or 45. It is £50! Oh my god. Really?
Really?
Really? Wow. Wow. You've got some balls to do that. And, you know, your standard advent calendars will have the 25 days leading up to Christmas. And you'd assume that Zoella's calendar would have that many days because you're paying that much money for it. But no! It only has 12 doors in it. Wow. Wowee. Wowie zowie youpie powie. That's insane. That's stupid. So, completely, just 100% unbelievable. I was really shocked when I saw this. I mean, are you kidding? Are you joking? Who the hell are you to charge that much money for an advent calendar? A bloody advent calendar. And then you're forcing it onto your impressionable fans. It's disgusting. Absolutely horrendous. I am really disappointed in you, and I hope that you feel shameful for this and guilty, and I hope you take it off the market as soon as possible. You have incredibly young fans that support every last thing that you do, and you are absolutely forcing this upon them. It is really disgusting that you are doing this. Really is. I am so disappointed, and I don't want YouTubers getting a bad name when you do stupid crap like this. I mean, I think it's bad enough with Jake Paul's stupid antics and the spotlights being shone on YouTube at the minute, and it's horrible to think that there are people out there that would assume that we're manipulative people. So those are my thoughts on that. There's not much else I can say, really. It's absolutely deplorable, really bad, just stupid, absolutely stupid. You should be ashamed of yourself and your crappy antics. I don't know what the rest of your products are like, because I know you produce a fair amount of products these days, but if they're anywhere near the price of that advent calendar, which they probably most definitely are, then get fucking real. Seriously? It wouldn't be quite as bad if your fans were of a much older age, but they're not. They're really young little kids. Don't do this. Don't do this. And you're not the only one, of course. There are tons of people that absolutely rip off their own fans by selling horrendously overpriced merchandise. You have people like Onision that are charging people to watch his channel. Absurd. Absolutely absurd. Yes, we are in a bad time at the moment with this adpocalypse, but there is no excuse for ripping off your fans. It's just terrible. So those are my thoughts on that matter. So let's move on to some little bits of information that I would like to tell you. Basically, I just want to let you guys know of what's going on at the minute, what I'm planning, things like that. So there was that Planet Coaster video that I was talking about, and I started doing bits and pieces. I started building a Leviathan roller coaster, and I started building a Panda coaster. I am really sorry, but that won't be continuing. For a start, I only had 3 suggestions. The first Planet Coaster video I put up got quite a lot of views, so that's what gave me the idea to do it, but the Leviathan Coaster one got, I don't know, less than 50 views, and that video was so much work. Even though the video wasn't too long, I spent hours working on that, hours editing it to make it shorter, so I just don't have the time to carry on doing that, so I'm really sorry about that. I hope I haven't disappointed anyone. Aside from that, I'm going to be doing a fair bit more gaming. I'm going to be looking basically at the very newest indie horror games. I very much think it's important to support smaller developers, so I'm going to be taking a look at some slightly more obscure games that people wouldn't have heard of to try and, for a start, promote their games. And just because it's really interesting to do that, it's kind of like a lucky dip. You never know what you're going to get. As well as that, I'm going to be doing more games like Inside or Limbo, more platforming games, because that game is a whole bag of fun. I mean, it is just wonderful. It's a wonderful, wonderful game. I would give it a 10 out of 10. I think it deserves that. I think it's the best platformer I've ever played, and it's just wonderful. So, as well as that, I have already recorded a few horror Let's Plays, one of which is the White Day remake. I've had a comment talking about that. In fact, I've had a few comments mentioning that game. I've already done a playthrough of that. I just need to fit it in somewhere. Basically, I've got about 3 or 4 different indie horror Let's Plays that I've done. One is Shiver, which is an incredibly well-designed point-and-click indie horror game. We have Anxiety, which is a Amnesia-style horror game, really well-made again. Also, we have Tape, which isn't The Tape, which is another indie horror game, but I don't know much about it, but it does look really interesting. Then we've also got Geometry Dash. I've got to get a little bit better first before I do a video on it, because my god is that game hard. I've already done over 40 attempts on the first level and I can't complete it. It's ridiculous. And I'm going to try to upload every day, but I may not be able to sometimes, so basically I will be working on videos every day. Whether I can manage to upload them is another matter. I've got real difficulty uploading where I'm living now because I have the slowest internet in the world. You may have noticed by my voice that I'm shivering, so I'm going to close my windows. Also, I'm thinking about doing more in-depth film analyses. Also, I've been thinking about analysing films in more depth, so I might be doing full-length videos that are entirely focused on a particular film analysis. I'm quite interested in looking at some of the worst films ever made, because they are so funny. Finally, I've been thinking about doing streaming, but I'm not going to promise anything about that at the moment because I don't see how I would get much of an audience at the moment with the amount of views I have, but then again, I know nothing about streaming, so that might not be the case. If you've got any ideas on whether that is a true statement to make or not, please let me know down in the comments. Finally, I just want to thank you guys again because you are the best group of fans I have ever come across. My videos always end up with fantastic like ratios. I don't often get many dislikes, so clearly I'm doing something right, and I get the most lovely comments, the most wonderful comments. Often comment sections are a complete mess of overly opinionated, arrogant assholes, but you guys are just lovely. I love talking with you guys because you are all such wonderful, intelligent, bright, glowing people. So thank you guys. I'll stop being so soppy and I will finish the video. Thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to check out my little videos. If you enjoyed the video today, please do leave it one of those spectacular, beautiful, lovely, wonderful likes, and subscribe if you want to help support this channel. Thank you guys. I will see you in the next one.